Okay, it says we're live. Hello. Hello,
Hello.
Hi. um,
It's been a little while.
yeah, and I don't know why I have a. Here, I'm going back to. Usually I watch through. Usually I watch through OBS. There I am. Hi, everybody. I'm going to grab the
Yeah,
chat.
thanks for joining in. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, you guys. It's been a while since we've done this, and I can already see a ton of people in here. Thank you all for coming. Um, Hi, Ren. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Melinda.
Hi, Augie and Tyler.
Hi. Hi, Exploring the Holos. Andy, right? Uh-oh, are you on mute?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Okay, hi, Lucifer. Hi, Philip.
And sorry, it's been a little bit. We didn't mean to miss the rescheduled Zoom or live stream that we had from last month, but sometimes real world things come up and we just kind of have to do what we can when we're
Yeah.
available. So it's nice to be with you guys today, and we're just going to kind of do a nice casual fun stream.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious.
Yeah, get your drinks, get your food, and just relax with us. It's been a crazy holiday time for me anyway. That was really my fault that we couldn't do last month. It's already a month old, and I just have family members. My husband's been having issues with kidney stones, and he had just gone out of the hospital yesterday. So life has been a little crazy for me, but we really were looking forward to at least coming in. And Jan is supposed to be here with us, and they lost their power. So there's a
Yeah,
big storm where they are, and sorry about that. Hopefully, if they get it
we'll
back.
still have
Hi,
fun though.
Morg. Hi, Cassidy. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. If Jan gets power back, they'll come in and hang out with us too. So I'm sure they're. Hi, Eric. Hi, Crystal. I'm sure they're a little bit disappointed not to be here too, because we just planned. We're having a very relaxing hangout time, and I want to know what you guys have planned. What do you have planned, Philip, for later?
Probably just a couple of drinks, nothing too crazy. I'm not going out anywhere. I'm kind of a homebody, but thank you, Morg, for that super chat. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Hi,
Happy New
Hope.
Year to you.
Thank you.
And hello, Hope.
Aw, thank you so
Yeah,
much. That's really nice. Yeah, we want to hear what you guys are doing. Bar hopping for Tyler. And
bar
I
hopping.
saw you said a little bit earlier that you were still sober mostly. That's good. I'm not having any champagne until later. Right now I've got
I
three.
have my
Yeah,
my
you.
absinthe ready.
Yeah, you've got absinthe going on. I have water. Believe it or not, still drinking my iced coffee from this morning, and I have a Zevia soda. So nothing really exciting for me, but as soon as I get out of here, we're having people over, and we're gonna have a small rest of the New Year's here. What do
Kind
you
of a
guys?
fun party.
Yeah, it's just one of my mom's friends. She's really nice and very interesting. She's sailed all over the world in some kind of sailboat that she and her husband
Oh, I
owned.
bet
And
she's got great
oh,
stories
she
then.
did. Yeah, she was here last year, and she was telling us all about pirates and how to avoid them. And you don't normally get that information from people, so it was fascinating. She's very interesting person. What are you guys doing? Hope said, just home watching Merlin. Hey, there is nothing wrong with staying at home, cuddling up, and watching um, something that you want to see. Just relax and have a good time. Um,
I've
just
still wanted to
dinner.
see that Willow show. That's probably what I'll do later.
Me too. I want to see that. Ren said just dinner and maybe a bottle of wine. I liked that meme. I don't know. I think it was Maria Seedling who posted it that said, I'm still deciding something about what sweatpants I'm going to wear to the living room. Maybe I won't go or something like that. And it made me laugh because, yeah, that's kind of the situation here. Oh, Ren said, I can tell you about pirates. You play one sometimes. Cool. Cassidy, you're just with your cats and chilling. Yeah. One of our cats, the one that's close to my husband, really missed him when he was gone, and it was adorable. Earlier, Brian, my husband, was lying down, and his cat Miki just was like right next to him with his little head on Brian's hand, and he was so happy he was home. Crystal doing nothing special. Just it's a rainy night here. Yeah, it's raining where we are too. At least it's not snowing. Does anybody have snow? I know it's been absolutely bananas out there, and I feel really bad for the people in Buffalo. Um, but I heard some good. Did you
Yeah, they had a pretty harsh snow. All those people that
that
died because of
died?
the freezing weather.
Yeah, and I heard some great stories about people who took in people like the couple that took in the 10 South Korean tourists who were driving from, I think, Niagara Falls down to Washington, and they were all in their house, and another woman who heard I think he was a disabled man just freezing outside, and she brought him in and was um, trying to he needed medical help too. So you hear good stories, it's not all
Yeah.
awful out there. They should focus more on good things. But oh, Boo, uh, aw, Boo's under the bed. That's Ren's cat. And you have rain turning to ice. Oh, watch for the ice. Ice can be worse than snow. Hope, it's sleeting here too. Oh, yeah, Hope. You're in the Midwest, I think. Is there anybody in that area near Buffalo or in Buffalo who has snow? I was thinking I'm on the Cape in Massachusetts, and we can get massive blizzards here. We've just been lucky so far. We had a little dusting of snow on Christmas, and that was it. So we were really lucky. But oh,
Yeah,
Eric, you
I'm in
so
Iowa, and we didn't really have too much snow. We just had that Arctic blast of cold wind that came through, and it felt like it was negative 30 or 40,
did
you
your
know.
did your pipes freeze? You said you were worried about that.
No,
Okay, good,
no.
good. I've had that happen. I told you the story about my
Yeah,
husband's
not
friend who came
fun.
over with the hair dryer and the plastic sheeting. Yeah, because when Brian was in Calgary and I was home alone, um,
It seems like this has just kind of been a crazy year in general.
you know what? It's been a crazy couple of years. It's been for
Yeah.
me, 3 crazy years since Christmas of 2019. It's been nonstop insane. And Eric, you said you're celebrating with your parents. That's nice. I'll be
Oh, that's
celebrating
pretty
with my
nice.
mom. Yeah. Um, I have to say I'm liking living in Massachusetts. British Columbia was beautiful, but I don't have any complaints really. Now that we're all here together, it's good. Cassidy, your pipes froze for half a day. Yeah.
Hi, Maria. Thanks for stopping
That's
in,
why it
even if
didn't
it's just
freeze.
for a little bit.
Hi, Maria. Hi, Skrillex. What happened with your pipes, Cassidy? Did they freeze?
It's kind of a strange day to be streaming on New Year's because
Yeah,
everybody has all these plans and stuff. But
yeah.
thank you guys for joining in with us.
Maria, I think it was your post that I was just talking about with the uh, funny thing about sweatpants in the living room. That's how I feel. This is what I'm looking forward to. Just quiet living room, watching something happening on the TV maybe, but mostly just talking. Hi, Lucifer. Oh, that's nice that you're helping a friend. That's really nice. Well, we're just what we're going to do? We're just going to do some updates, and we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on around the world, and
We also have some special stuff to talk about in the supporters only live stream, which will be right after this one, since this is the end of the month.
oh, you posted that? Did you guys hear that bang? Somebody's been firing a rifle or something. That's like the fourth one we've heard this evening. That always makes me nervous. I don't live in
Oh,
an
I didn't hear
I
anything.
don't live in an area where you would expect that, and it always throws me. Um, Maybe it's somebody's firing a coyote. I don't know, but Ren, you might have posted that, the one that I'm talking about. That, I thought that was really funny. That just spoke to me. Yeah, Lucifer, have a happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you at the next one. Um, so for everybody who is a member, we're having our, at any level, we are having our members, supporters only. And thank you. Oh, I always forget to say this, but thank you to everyone who supports our channel. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
The lowest
very
level, I
much.
think it's like $2 a month for, so,
Yeah,
and you
for the
get,
wavelet.
yeah, and you get access to our secret, which is, or supporters only, I prefer, which is right after this one. And we are going to actually tell you the subject for the next video that we have been working on. What I
It's
will,
pretty exciting.
this is a really cool subject and absolutely fascinating. Hi, Linda. Happy New Year to you. Um, and this is a subject that we've never talked about on the source before. And it's, hi, Taylor. Happy New Year to you. Um, it's a subject that has been fascinating. I've really enjoyed doing a lot of the research, even though it's not really my area. This is much more Philip's area, but it has been awesome. And there's going to be a lot of resources. And it's
I think
probably,
it'll be a good length of a video too. I think the script is 4 or 5 pages long.
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff to kind of introduce and kind of talk about with you guys. So I'm really excited for that one to come out.
And I think it's going to be more than one. I'm laughing because Tyler and Taylor are saying hi to each other in the chat.
Oh,
I have a feeling it's going to be more than one video in this. It's going to be like a little mini series. And another thing, speaking of series and stuff, is we're going to come out with um, a series of videos on called. And Philip, you are the one that came up with the name, so you announce it.
yeah, it'll be called Straight from the Source, and it will be pre-recorded video chats between Susan and I. And if I'm not mistaken, we were also talking about the possibility of having guests on to talk about a wide range of interesting topics. We can decide those later on, or if you guys have any particular topics that you want us to cover, that's always something that can be done too. So those will be done in tandem and released with our regular videos that we put out, and then we will still be doing our live streams at the end of the month, and we will still premiere those videos on Saturdays during our
Yeah,
regular time slots.
yeah.
Yeah, so we can still interact with you guys.
Yeah. So Saturdays it's 9 o'clock for me on the East Coast and
Yeah.
6 o'clock on the West Coast, and I know Philip, you're somewhere in the middle. Um, but that's our sort of official time that we would be doing something. And if we can, my life is just so crazy right now. If we can, we will hop in and do a live stream. If we can do more than one during the month, if there's something we particularly want to talk about, and it will happen at that time slot though, Saturdays at 9 o'clock, 9 my time. Thank you, Elise,
Yeah.
and Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year.
And Pooks, hi
Yeah, but if
Pooks.
something pops up and if something were to pop up and we wanted to discuss it kind of last minute, we could always have a live stream anywhere in the month.
Yeah, exactly. Don't write it off. It's just that uh because timing and scheduling has been so hard for me, um I just said, okay, let's just go. Actually, it was Philip who said, let's just go back to the end of the month only, while things are so crazy. Hopefully things will settle down a bit and we can do more regular, but we figured 2 videos at least and a live stream a month will be our thing. Hi, Patricia. So
Yeah, and I don't think it's been bad at all because, it's been really special making content. And I found just with working with Susan, she's a really great person to work with. We're a really great team. And I think that shows through all of the content that we've been putting out, you know.
we found that, yeah, with script script writing, we complement each other really well with how we work together. So it's not like two cooks fighting each other. It's one offers one thing and one does another one, and it just really works well. So we're very happy with that, and hopefully we'll continue with that. But then, we're also hoping to grow more and do more things, and develop. So
And I do know that quite a few of you have asked about future whole courses. At this time, I can't say that we will never do another whole course. It's definitely on the back burner for now, but we would love to do another round of whole courses in the future. And that's something that's kind of to be announced. But if we can do it, I'd certainly love to do it and have all of you guys sign up.
yeah, I would totally sit through again. I really enjoyed that. And one of the greatest things is to see the conversations, the dialogues, and questions that people bring. I really think that's, and the content obviously is always really good.
It's also really surprising to see how many people have signed up from all over the globe. I think to date, we have done whole courses for people in 8 countries across 4 continents. So it really is
Yeah,
worldwide, and it was really special to do.
Tyler. Tyler's in here, and Tyler did the very first one. Um,
And Joanna and Ren, there's quite a few of them.
yeah, Maria, it'd be awesome if you did it. And I just happened to see that Linda said, I am celebrating at my favorite food neighborhood spot for music and lots of food. That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Sounds like a fun
Pooks,
time.
definitely. Pooks would, you guys, yeah, see, Tyler really enjoyed it. It's awesome. And Philip is such a good teacher. So, Ren, yeah,
I appreciate that, and we want to grow it too, so it will be even more versatile in the future, so that more people can sign up and we can do different schedules. I know we talked about the modules and stuff, so that's something that's kind of coming down the pipeline in the future.
yeah, it's not, we have not forgotten about it. We're just, oh yeah, I have to see, there's a comment that we have to respond to, but yeah, it's definitely, the whole course is definitely something that we're not going to let that drop. We just have so much on our plate right now. Taylor just said, every time I watch you guys or Morg, I know I've seen it before. I agree with you. I do not know why there are ads for Christian groups. I don't know why. It's just weird.
It is very strange.
We have no control over that. It is what it is. It's just odd. So we should maybe move on and talk about some world events.
Okay.
I'm curious to know what things you guys are paying attention to most in the news, and recently, but also ongoing. And if for anybody who follows me on Instagram, I don't post that much on Facebook, but on Instagram, and I apologize for not, I don't look through my notifications. I don't do much on my messages in there. I usually go in, post something on Iran, and look through some stories or something and get out. But that's been a huge area of interest for me. I'm following it, and anybody who also knows Belle, that's Red Velvet Ribbon. Lots of people follow Belle, whose husband is Iranian, and has also been posting a lot in support of Iran. And so we'll talk a bit about that. Andrew Tate, yes, I have that categorized under news instead of world events, although whatever. And it's too bad Jan's not here, because Jan's the person who knows a lot about, I don't know a lot about him. I know more than I want to, frankly. But yeah.
I don't think I've followed the Andrew Tate situation quite as closely as Jan. I can't say I know as much about that.
Greta just annihilated him. It was hilarious. Tyler, Elise, you're so sweet. Tyler just got a gift membership. That is so
Yeah,
kind.
thank you for doing that, Elise. That's a
Yeah.
nice gift to give.
Um, Thank you. Oh, Melinda, your SO and our another one. Elise, you're awesome. That's nice that you're hanging out with us, even though you're celebrating together. Cassidy just got one. Yes, Ren. She kicked his butt. I mean, for those of does anybody not know the Andrew Tate thing? Because it's not usually the kind of thing that I would talk about, but it was so brilliant that, and it was everywhere on TikTok. Um, he he tweeted something. He was let back on to Twitter, um, by Elon, and he tweets so to Greta about his list of cars and all their emissions and his, I don't know, Bugatti or two Bugattis or whatever. He's got like over 30 cars and they're apparently all gas guzzlers or something. I don't know. The emissions just awful. And and he asked her to send her email to him so he could send her the complete list. And she came back with, sure, that's great, send it to. And it was the funniest email, like small dick energy at getalife.com or something.
Oh,
Oh, you didn't know that? It was
no, I didn't
so,
know that part.
oh, so it was so funny. Well, he was arrested, Lisa. So that was hilarious enough that she did that. But it pissed him off so much, being the really narcissistic psycho that he is. The anger is really gets them down, and he got so pissed that he made a video uh just making fun of her and making fun of her email address, as though it was really her email address. Why would you have this? He's asking her, instead of, obviously he knew that it was to make fun of him. And he had pizza delivered. Why? And it was on video. And somebody brought in and put down the two pizzas in front of him. And he says something about, and we're not going to recycle the pizza boxes for sure, because he's an asshole. And this is in Romania, and the Romanian government, who had been trying to pinpoint, to verify that he was indeed in Romania, knew from the pizza boxes that he was, and they went to his house and arrested him and his
Oh,
brother.
he revealed himself.
Yes, he did. He somebody said he outed himself, and the hilarious thing is that Greta tweeted after that, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." And it was just,
Oh,
she just owned him. It was incredible. But yes, it's very funny, but he is also really, really a disgusting person. So I don't know who on here. Do you do TikTok, Philip?
I scroll through it every once in a while, but I don't make any videos
Oh no,
or
me neither.
spend too much time on there.
Yeah, I don't either. I swore I wouldn't go on TikTok because I just heard how awful, awful, awful it was, and I have managed to get a really good algorithm for myself, which I don't want to mess up, because I have really good accounts, and that's where I go in fact, for a lot of news on Iran, and I wish you could post those to Instagram, because I don't repost them on TikTok, since I don't care about TikTok followers. And if you post it, you can send it to Instagram. The problem is it only shows a bit of it, so I don't see the point.
So it's just like a little preview.
Yeah, it only shows until it runs out of room, which is really annoying. And I don't know what happens if you try to click on it. If you don't have TikTok, it just sort of maybe dies. I don't really know. And so if I can find those people, if they also have an account on Instagram, I will often post it from there. And several people do, but I have really good accounts from people, because what you don't want to get your news from the news, because they have been so wrong and caused so many problems for. I know we don't really need to go into Iran right now, but they've the Iranians who I follow really explain why you want to be getting your information from Iranians, and they're around the world. There's many people who are not in the country, and they're sharing and sharing and sharing all of these stories. So that's been a lot of my focus on the news. Are you guys, I mean, other than, yeah, Greta's response was good, Eric. Other than things like Andrew Tate, what
I also
stories?
saw, did you also see that story about Afghanistan with them
Yes,
banning education for women,
yes,
which is just disgusting and horrible?
I shared that as well. It's what I liked about that was how many uh, men walked out of their exams when they found out that the women weren't allowed in to take theirs. And that's how they found out. They just went to school and were told, go home. So there was video of the men just coming out. And one of the things I've really been liking seeing is the support of men in for the uh, Iran. I just told Philip how to pronounce it, and I am not doing a good job myself. But uh, that has been very heartening, and finding out how the citizens, the people, yeah, Elise, I know, Elise, you share a lot of the same things that I do. I really like seeing your stories, uh, and also on Afghanistan. But um, the support from everyone, and it's not just about women. It's really, there's many issues, but the fact that they are so supportive of getting rid of this uh, government that is not representing them. And I had no idea how much lying and covering up the government was doing, and misrepresenting themselves to the rest of the world, and even to the point where news channels are saying, uh, reporting according to the way they think things are happening, as opposed to what the people are saying is happening. And that's why you want to go to actual Iranians who know how the system works, and they're just screaming over and over again that it doesn't matter that someone has been arrested and has a trial still. You can't look at it the way Westerners do, that you're going to get something approximating a fair trial. There is none of that. They have no
That's another
representation.
thing. There's been a lot of executions of protesters too, or is that mostly just in Iran?
That's in Iran. And although I think there has been some, um, you know, there's been some move toward attacking people, I think, outside of the country, but I think it happened in England, but mostly, and this is another thing that's really important, that they execute the men, and it's really horrific. I mean, trigger warnings and grossness. I see it all the time. I mean, and I have cried a lot over this. It's really disturbing. Um, the way they do it, it's absolutely horrific. Uh, the way they're hanged, but they don't do it with women. They don't. What happens to women is completely different. They get disappeared, basically. They get kidnapped, taken away. The family has no idea where they are, what's happening with them. And then sometimes they'll just get a body back that has obviously been, and again, trigger warnings, and I'm sorry, but really abused. And they'll say something like, you know, this person jumped from the roof, or, they won't say what happened, but it was obviously something terrible. And so the way they're treated is very, very different. I'm sorry, heretical response. Yes, we're talking about Iran. And so my point in this, because it's been watching the people, they're not giving up. It is now a full-fledged revolution. And hi, Anne. I don't think I said hi to you. Um, one of the things, and this is what got me posting, because a lot of it is just you get upset and you want to do something. And so you tend to post things, but it's very performative in most situations. It doesn't, that's not going to do anything. In this case with Iran, um, no, Iran, you can it actually make a difference. They have stopped executions by saying people's names. In fact, that's like one of their mantras is just say their name, keep saying their name. So please, if you do see stories, repost them, hashtag with the names, and
Spread the awareness.
Spread the awareness. Yeah, it's like I always figure it's the least I can do. Anything even tiny like that, because these people haven't done anything. It's just they are protesting for freedom. That's it. It's not like they were caught throwing bombs someplace. They're just protesting. They just want the government to change. So, and it looks like they're going to be successful. I know that the stress on the government from interviews that they had with somebody in that situation who left and had his voice all altered, was saying
Well,
that
hopefully,
they're starting to break.
Hopefully all of those protests and all the spreading of the awareness will kind of lead towards accountability for that government regime. And I think
Yeah.
that's something that people are kind of focusing on after everything that's happened this year and even recently. One of the main news stories that I saw recently takes place here at home in the United States was with the leader of Scientology, David Miscavige. And so anybody who's familiar with Scientology knows that they've been a really nefarious entity for a long time, for close to 50 years. And I saw that David Miscavige is in hiding because people are attempting to sue him for all of the horrible things that he's done with the Church of Scientology.
It
And
was
if you've,
forced child labor or child trafficking. Wasn't that
I think a
is I
little bit
think
of that.
isn't that what they're trying to serve him for and they can't find him?
Yes, I think there's mostly that, and they're trying to serve him for those things. But there's been a lot of problems in the Church of Scientology for a long time. And anybody who has followed kind of the way that they operate knows that they've been a really nefarious kind of entity in the United States for, like I said, close to 50 years. And they actually have a lot of financial schemes and kind of scandals that are catching up with them. And that's something that I've been doing a lot of reading on. They have a policy in Scientology called keeping Scientology working, and it's their most important policy, which mostly it states that you should follow their doctrine perfectly. They call it tech, but also it means that you should protect Scientology at all costs. They think it's a sacred religion, and so they will do anything to keep Scientology running. And one of the things that I read is they will actually take out loans and credit card debt in the names of people who are sick or dying, because when they die, that debt gets defaulted. So a lot of these financial schemes are kind of catching up with them, and some of it's taking place in court now. But Scientology is really sick. They have all of these horrible policies to attack their critics and anybody who looks at them as kind of a gross organization. One of them is called Fair Game.
Oh yeah.
If you've seen any documentaries about Scientology, like Going Clear,
That's the one I
any of
saw.
that, yeah, it's a really good documentary. You kind of see all of these tactics that they use under the Fair Game policy, which I think Fair Game was actually rescinded as a policy in the 80s sometime, but Scientologists still use it because it's so useful to them. They will just harass and libel and attack people. They come with film camera
Well,
crews.
they stalk them. I mean, I think it wasn't it in
Yeah.
Leah Remini. What was the name of her series? I watched part of that when I was back in Canada.
I watched it as well. I can't remember the title of it. Maybe somebody in the comments knows, but yeah, absolutely. Scientology will make entire hate websites for people like Leah Remini and Mike Rinder, who is kind of the enforcer of Scientology and got out.
And he left
And
too?
so
Wow.
he left as well. And they make these really gross hate websites, and it's disgusting, but it's also laughably pathetic because Scientology has been dwindling in numbers throughout the past couple decades. I think they're at their lowest point now, and so it seems like the trend for this year is accountability, and a lot of this stuff is catching up with Scientology. And one of the things that you see as well is with fair game, that policy, they actually use that to get tax exempt as a religion. So under L. Ron Hubbard, they got it in the early 70s or 80s. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but that IRS tax exemption was taken away, and they harassed and hounded the IRS until they got it back. And they're currently tax exempt right now.
Wow.
And so they wrap up all of their money in real estate and all of these horrible projects that they have going. And that's another thing. Speaking of real estate, I'm sure a lot of you have seen in the news things about Donald Trump with his taxes being released to everybody, and seeing all of the cheating that he's done with the system. So when I talk about accountability and the trend of accountability, it seems like people are becoming less willing to allow these entities and financial elites, all of these people, get away with what they've been getting away with for so long. And I think that's something important to focus on, but it's also something that we have to make sure doesn't happen in the future.
You know, the only thing I heard about Trump's response to that was, because he's in such denial, is if anybody looks at my stuff, you'll just see how successful I am. That's all that it's going to show you.
Yeah.
And he's just so disconnected, you know.
But it shows him paying hardly anything in taxes, but
Yeah.
paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Chinese government. So there's just a lot of
Yeah.
shady stuff in all of those big companies and entities and religions like the Church of Scientology that really needs to be looked at. It's not quite fair to the people that work hard and do a lot of stuff and pay their fair share when all of these elites just get to slide by and not pay anything, and
How do they
break
get
the law.
how do they get their new members? Is that all just recruiting? And they also just don't
With the
like,
Church of
yeah.
Scientology, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just recruiting, but I think the number is 30,000 or as low as 30,000
Yeah.
members, either worldwide or just in the United States. I think it's mostly popular in the United States, but
Is it?
part of how they got their tax exemption status is for you to be exempt, you have to offer the public a service. And so they have all of these buildings that they have paid for and bought through their real estate that just sit empty. If you go to Clearwater, Florida, there's entire city blocks that are Scientology owned buildings that nobody comes in or out of because they just basically hold that real estate to hold their
Wow.
power. They don't offer those services.
It's
And it's really sad because it's kind
insane.
of like a brainwashing organization. If anybody's ever seen that documentary Going Clear, Scientology is called a prison of belief, and that's exactly what it is. It's
Well,
a
I just remember horrific practices and this compound that you would get sent to for like reconditioning, and it was like a prison with, like,
yeah,
you couldn't leave.
they have a system called ethics where if you step out of line or you go against the church, they send you there for it's basically interrogation where you have to get audited, and they just hound you and go over and over until you reveal things that they use against you. They
Right.
hold you there. It's really
Right.
gross, and I
Yeah.
think as a lot of people look at this and all these lawsuits come against Scientology, they're getting that negative
Yeah.
attention, and I think they will probably collapse within 3 to 5 years. I
Well,
also don't know if you saw that Danny Masterson rape trial. He's a Scientologist. He
no.
was in that '70s show, and the reason that that trial
Yes.
hasn't progressed so much, yes, the
He's a
reason that
he's a
trial hasn't
Scientologist.
progressed so much. Yes, his lawyers are Scientologists, and Scientology is protecting him. And so
He was accused
a
of
lot of
rape.
these, yes, by multiple women. And so a lot of
Oh,
these cases and stuff, they don't move forward as quickly as they could because Scientology works so hard to oppress the system and pull the strings.
wow. That's
And I
really
was watching
gross.
a really interesting podcast. There is a lot of lawsuits going through right now against Scientology for people that have escaped that can't speak yet, but they will be soon as those lawsuits go through. It's really sick the more you look into it.
I think yeah, Maria gave the throwing up emoji. Yeah, it's really gross. I don't think that he's going to be able to escape being served for that child trafficking. I think it was something like close to 30 counts for that. I don't think
Oh,
he's going
David
to.
Miscavige.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to escape that. I mean, they're gonna find him. I know that he's trying to evade it. That's what he does apparently. But that's going to be bad when that finally starts. Um, it's I remember from I should watch the Going Clear again, but also the Leah Remini's show, and I think they said something about in one of those about John Travolta, who
I think
was
her show is called The Aftermath.
oh, is it? Okay. It was, I watched that. I mean, some of the episodes when I was in, back in Canada. So that was years ago now, because I've been here for like 3 years. So, but in one of those, I think someone he was talking about John Travolta and how he was set to leave and didn't. And there's speculation that it's because they have things on him and, suddenly he can't you know it,
Yeah.
it's just
It's very much a snitch culture. They
oh,
write reports on each
yes,
other if you
yeah,
step out of line,
it that
you know.
is that's that's crazy. That's crazy
It's
there.
crazy to think that an organization like that could thrive in this era, but I guess we see that all across the world with all of these different forms of oppression, whether it's religion based, like with Iran, or well, I guess Scientology is religion based too, but I don't think of it as a religion. I think of it more of a system of brainwashing
Hmm.
because you go through all of these different levels and you just get ingrained in that what they call tech, their knowledge, their books, and all of that stuff. And it kind of
Yeah,
keeps you in this mindset of where you can't look outside back at the world again.
yeah, that those are tried and true techniques. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on in here. Storm came in high, and
And I saw Laura came in
Laura
as
came in.
well.
Hi,
Nice to
Laura.
see you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that YouTube lied to you. That's gross. But I'm glad you're here now. And somebody said something. Oh, yeah, Elise, crazy documentaries. That's probably the Going Clear. That's the one I saw. And it was, I should watch it again. It's been a while. It definitely grossed me out. Uh, what they do, it's almost unbelievable. And didn't what about his wife who is went
Shelly
missing.
Miscavige.
Yes, and she
Yeah.
went missing and she's being held captive somewhere and nobody's doing anything about it. um Really
Well, I think
scary.
she's probably brainwashed to thinking that she wants to be there. And I know in a lot of these documentaries and on Leah Remini's show, she says that she filed a missing persons report for Shelley Miscavige to try and find out where she is. And the report came back, and she was told, "We found her. She's
Yep.
fine, and that's all we can tell you."
I
You know.
looked that up when people were talking about, because yesterday when I was looking him up, and there were a lot of questions. Where's his wife? Where's his wife? And I found that exact same thing. They found her and she's okay and there's nothing they can do. Really
And you
sad.
know, it's really weird the way that they think of each other as people in Scientology. In another podcast I was watching, if you're married in Scientology as husband and wife, your relationship is very different than if you were not a Scientologist. So the only reason that Shelley Miscavige was ever with David was because she was actually his assistant or secretary, something along those lines as a job, And so it's very much a snitch culture. Even if your husband or wife wants to leave, they cannot tell you because you would be expected to report them. And then they would be sent for interrogation with the ethics committee and have to do those auditing sessions. It's really scary, and to think that there are children that are brought up, raised by their parents in Scientology, and this is all that they've ever known. It's a really scary organization, and I would be glad to see it, collapse within a couple of years because of all of these scandals.
It looks like it's probably going to. If they're dwindling and they don't have, they have so many issues and they're not recruiting new people, that it looks like that's probably what's going to happen. And especially when this huge lawsuit goes through for him, that which really doesn't look good. So hi everybody that just came in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
heretical.
came in on a crazy
Yeah, I
subject.
know. Heretical response said, if it wasn't for the celebrities who are in Scientology, would they be as big as they are? No, I don't think so. I think that what they do with the celebrities, and that was a huge part of that, either in Going Clear or in Leah's show, what they do for them. I mean, just think of it. Look at Tom Cruise, who's crazy. I mean, he can be a talented actor. That's fine. You can separate those things out, but he's crazy. Um, and hello,
Hi, Lee.
Lee.
Thank you for that.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year
Oh,
to
and
you
there's
as well.
there's things that we have to say. Patricia joined. Welcome. Welcome, Patricia. Thank you so much for supporting.
Thank you.
Ren sent us a super chat and said Happy New Year. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you,
we're just
Ren.
so
I was
absorbed.
probably in my Scientology rant.
Well, I could.
Speaking of all these crazy things this year, does anybody kind of want to talk about something that they've learned from this year, something positive to take
Yeah.
us into the new year?
Yeah.
You know, I
Please.
know one thing that I was going to mention is I learned just from working with the Hyperion Source and making new content for you guys. I am very self-critical of myself, and I've learned that that's something that I need to work on with a little bit of introspection. And so, it's good to look back on the year and see things that you want to work on, but it's also good to set goals for yourself in the future. And so, we'd love to hear if any of you guys want to share anything that you have.
Yeah, because we're getting close to 10, and we're going to go into our supporters one. And so let I want to hear from you guys, like what's happening, but I want to read some comments. Uh Elisa, the people in the Sea Org part of Scientology are treated like servants, and the abuses there are horrible. They have to sign contracts, yeah, that go beyond just one lifetime. That part I remember was crazy, and those are the people that get sent to these like reconditioning compounds, which is it looked like going to a concentration camp. It was really frightening, and I once heard.
Fences and cameras and all kinds of people.
Yeah, it was horrible. I once heard someone say, if it's brainwashing, my brain was dirty and needed to be cleaned. Wow, that's that's not good. Um, yeah, the ontology zero ontology. Dragon said the bite model is a great way of determining if any group is a cult. Yeah, and heretical response said, "I'm looking for you." Meaning me, I'm looking for you, and I need to message. Yeah, we can, sure, absolutely, you can message me on Facebook. What's your Facebook name? And I apologize if I knew, because I have a hard time keeping track of everybody.
Yeah,
um
lots of different usernames.
yeah, it's trying to remember everybody on everywhere is really difficult. um
I
is it
see X the Skrillex said something that they learned this year was alcohol is bad, and I learned not to follow strangers home. Well,
oh
I would say alcohol is okay in moderation, but definitely don't follow strangers home. That's probably not a good thing.
yeah. um and
Oh, and Laura, that's a really nice comment. I am not the same as I was at the beginning of the year. I first found Morgan Hyperionism in about February, And the whole course, thanks to Susan and Philip, changed my life as well. Now, I really love hearing comments like that. So thank you, Laura. I was glad to have you in the whole course. I'm glad to know you as a friend and fellow Hyperion.
I
You
feel the
know, we
same
love
way.
our Hyperion community. There's so many of you that are absolutely special to us, and we love interacting with all of you guys.
Um, I
And
absolutely,
Lisa sent
yeah.
a supporters chat. Member for
Thank
8 months,
thank
says,
you.
I have learned I don't know as much as I thought. Thank you for being a longtime supporter.
And I am right there with you. I've said this for a long time. The more I learn, the more I realize that there's so much to learn. That's when you're looking into something and you end up with so many tabs open because the subject you're looking into just refers you, and this happens in philosophy a lot, just to so many more areas. And the older I get, the harder it becomes. I just wish, yes, I am the artful raven. Heretical response. I mean, that I haven't done anything with my. I really need to change my Facebook thing, because I have all my jewelry supplies, but I don't make jewelry anymore. But that is me. I still have it up there, and yeah, exactly, Lisa. It is really, really tough. Don't give up though with learning just because you can get overwhelmed. We've talked about this a lot on the source, in terms of strategies for going about learning. It can be very overwhelming and almost to the point where I've had people message me, and not recently, but in the past, saying, I just feel like I need to shut down because it's too much. And when that happens, right away, I know that person is putting way too much on themselves. They're putting too much expectations that they need to know everything and they need to know it right now, and that's not going to do you any good. You really have to pick an area and sort of focus on that for a while, and pick another area, move on to that for a bit, go back. There's so many things you can tackle, several different things at once. But if you think you need to know everything now, your brain is not going to be able to handle it. Oh, heretical response, you sent a request on Discord. Okay, I'll take a look. And yeah, I agree, Lee. Good comment. We feel the same way, and we are we feel very positive about our group and our mission and what we're doing. So, well said.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to the new year.
yes. And hi, hello, the awakening. Thanks for joining. Um, okay, we'll catch up. Um, we'll catch up on Discord later. Heretical response. And Maria said, I have been working more on mirror work, doing and engaging with different things and people I'm not used to. Good for you. I have learned to take some things from all sides as long as you're critically thinking. That's good. Um, Happy New Year, the awakening. Um,
Yeah, Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah, Elise, the burnout's real, and it can be very disheartening because when you're young and you think you know everything, and suddenly you start in on learning and you realize that there's a lot more, but you don't even know yet how much you really need to learn, and it just keeps going. There's no end to it. You know what? The way I look at it now, I just keep at it. I have a lot of books. I just keep moving forward, and that's all we can do. You can't. What's the point of burning out? Then you won't be able to do anything. So, you know, it is what it is. Just keep going forward. And we love the fact that our community is so strong and supportive. Um, I
And we are absolutely going to grow in the new year.
oh yeah.
There's
Well,
all kinds of things that we have planned. And we're going to talk about some of that in the supporter stream. We have a few projects, and we're going to talk about maybe some merch and some new things that we've been working
Oh,
on.
okay. I'll mention the merch now. Um, I really wanted to have the store up, and before I go any further with our shop, this is just for people who want some. Don't feel obligated at all.
Yeah.
Just this is if you want something, okay? So I went in and I created all the stuff, and I have managed to link the shop. Like, we have a tab now called store. The problem is I keep getting an error message when I try to complete the connection, and Google keeps telling me I need to email them, and that can take a while. So it's not working yet. It will eventually. I'm sorry for the delay. Plus, did everybody see people? I know Laura just used the new emoji, and we are working on others. It's just so damn hard to deal with things that are that tiny. All the ideas we have are
Yeah.
difficult to represent in something that small. So, oh yeah, you're getting a quokka. And Cassidy, I hope you're coming to the supporters. Hi, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Mighty? Matey? Do you know, Philip?
I'm
I've
not
never said it
100%
out
for sure.
loud, but Happy New Year to you, and I'm glad you made it. Here, I'm gonna do here. Oh, you don't want that. You don't want the little quokka thing. You want the actual quokka. Ah, where's quokka? There he is. There you are.
Laura says, are there going to be coffee mugs? Yes, I think so. There's going to be
Okay.
lots of different things.
God. Teespring, or Spring as it's called now, was making me insane. You have no idea, Laura. Awful, screaming, frustration. Because I'm designing the cup, you wouldn't think it would be that difficult. And you just bring in your design, and you can either do like one big design that will wrap around the mug. And I tried that with we didn't talk about Carrie. We wanted to mention one of the things this year that was been really, really hard. One of the biggest things for us was losing our really close friend and colleague. Yes, blue dragons for Carrie. And
Carrie's the one who designed our Hyperion Source logo,
yep.
And that will be featured on a lot of the merch.
Well, that's the one we're starting with. I'll try to put other things in too, and I'm going to try to do a blue dragon graphic for Carrie. Even for people who don't know Carrie, it will still be a really pretty blue dragon. But Carrie designed the Eye of Reason, and I went in and put it on stuff, and I was putting it on the mug. I couldn't tell how it was going to look, and I kept trying to look at the preview and it wouldn't show it to me. And then I thought, well, what if I put two smaller ones and I fill in so you could see it you'd have a front and a back on the mug, and it would just be smaller.
Oh,
right. And for some reason, trying to go from an all over design to a front and a back, I really confused it. It was now telling me that part of it was going to be white, even though it's a black mug. I have no idea. And then it wouldn't show me any previews at all, and it just sort of shut down and went into error mode. So I couldn't even connect the mug to the store, but the entire store won't show up. So yeah, pardon my breakdown on getting the store going. It will happen. I'm sorry about the you can't find the member button on your phone. Heretical response. If you're looking for the join button, it should say join somewhere. Maybe if you close the chat.
I think it's right next to subscribe, isn't it?
Is that where it is on the phone? I don't know, because I haven't seen that in a long time. But it should say join, right? That's the button you're looking for. And the cheapest level is like $2 a month. Thank you for the dragons and the hearts. Melinda.
Yeah, that means a lot. We miss Carrie quite a bit.
Yep. I never don't think about her her pictures above me, and I sent a huge. I remember her telling me how much she and her family, they hung out together, they watched TV and spent time together a lot. And I sent Tommy and family a huge box of snacks for the holidays, because I know how much they must be missing her. And anyway, it'll, yeah. Um,
She'll always be with us.
she's always
Yeah.
with she's
And
always with me. She's always with me.
and
She's in
we're
here
still
with
glad
me.
to have a couple videos on the channel that you did with her,
Yeah.
a chat, a pre-recorded chat. It's nice to go
Yep.
back and see her and hear her voice every
Yeah.
once in a while.
It is. And oh, that was you, heretical response. You can, welcome. Welcome to, wave. Oh, you joined at waveform. Awesome. Thank you. Um
Yeah,
that's
thank you for
okay.
the
You
support.
can still get in. The link to the supporters is on the community board. For anybody who's a member at any level, just go to our main page, look under community. I've posted it. And oh, Ontology Dragon, thank you for joining. And we'll see you in there. Uh we should probably go in there. I was going to say something else to Ren. Didn't you say something that I was going to um you know what? We'll do it in the supporters only. We'll just yeah, you're in heretical response. You're just come in under your other name, and you can switch it. Oh, you did both? No, that was Ontology Dragon. You can just switch it at some point. Don't worry about it. Oh, is it can you tell me how you pronounce your name? Is it Mighty? Matey? Um Carrie passed away in May. And it was hu- hugely difficult. Yes, love and missed you, Care. I still check in to her page on Instagram just to see it. Tommy said he would leave those things up, so they're there. Anyway, we just wanted to. I don't want to bring everyone down. It's New Year's, but just putting it
Laura
out
says
there.
Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Well, that's just another good reason to cherish and appreciate everybody. And if you're coming to the supporters only live stream, that will be just very shortly, and we have a lot more exciting stuff for you there.
Yep.
So
we will
come on and join us if you'd like to.
We'll see you in there. And Melinda, absolutely. I treasure her messages and the advice, and just her energy. She had the best energy. So happy New Year to you guys, and we'll see everybody who's coming in to the supporters. For everybody else, we'll see you next year. I love being able to say that. Good night. Happy New Year. We'll see you in there. And
good night, everybody.
Look for the next video coming out soon. Okay, bye everyone. And that was